Stop for a second. There's something in the news you haven't read. There's a girl in Iran who is dead for wearing something on her head. Wrong, this is Mahsa song. How can I assist if I don't throw a fist? Well, you make some noise. Tell your girls and boys and be our voice.
Hundreds of Iranians risking their lives to protest the country's ultra-conservative dress code for women and much more. They were sparked by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini while she was in the custody of Iran's notorious morality police. She was detained for the crime of showing her hair in public. In a brave show of defiance, women in Iran's capital of Tehran are now removing their state-mandated hijabs.
The scope of these protests, John, are rare, but also unprecedented in their feminist nature, where you're seeing women at the forefront of these protests, leading these protests, taking to the streets, removing their headscarves, setting up bonfires, burning their headscarves, chanting death to the dictator in reference to the supreme leader.
Yeah, women in Iran. Women in Iran who all have stories of being detained or harassed by the morality police are fighting back, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Think about it. You're going to have a bunch of random people walking around Iran telling women what to do with their own bodies? Huh? In America, you have to be on the Supreme Court to do that. And what the women of Iran are doing is inspiring people all over the world. I mean, you saw them. They're chanting death to the dictator in front of the dictator's troops. That is the definition of bravery, like actual bravery. Real bravery.
What's actually going on in Iran now, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And what's going on is this. There's a short film here of people burning posters.
I'm cutting my hair because many of my sisters in Iran,
and young women and young men cutting their hair off in protest at what's going on there.
And I don't want to follow this.
And what's going on there is that there are huge protests, as we know, and I responded to this a few days ago. When I responded, I was in San Francisco, and I sent a little video complaining to the Ayatollahs about the murder of this lady. Last night we did a gig in San Francisco, and right in front of me when I was singing on one side of the stage was a young woman, and she was holding this up. Well, we all know who this young woman is. This is the young woman who was beaten to death by the religious police in Tehran about 10 days ago now. Mahsa Amini. So she has become a symbol. Her death is the reason that there are demonstrations going on in Tehran right now, which I support and which everybody should be supporting. They have a weird political system in Iran. And I don't want to knock the whole country because you can't tar them all with the same brush. But the idea of one religious leader deciding absolutely everything is pretty old-fashioned these days. I'm glad the young woman brought this to my show last night. There was a group of 5 or 6 young Iranian people in the front row. So there you are, girl. Yes, we do support you, and we do support all those young people who are protesting in Tehran. They need to listen to the voices of these people. You cannot tell people how to dress anymore. This is now the 21st century. We are not living in the 11th or 12th century. People have to be allowed their voice and allowed their freedom. And so, Mahsa Amini, we will never forget you. We haven't forgotten Neda Aga Sultan, and we will never forget Mahsa either. That's all I have to say this sad Sunday morning.
time something in the world happens like this, I ask myself if I'm gonna fucking talk about it or not. But there are thousands of you out there, and there are thousands watching at home. So today I have no fucking choice. Last week in the country of Iran, a young girl called Mahsa Amini was murdered for wearing her hair outside of her hijab. And I am not gonna stand here and question someone's religion, but I am gonna fucking fight for expression. I am gonna fight for freedom. And I am gonna fight for the women of fucking Iran right now. The right to express yourself is your right and your right alone. And since last week, in the country of Iran, the internet has been disabled in some places, meaning they cannot communicate with the rest of the fucking world. So it is up to us to talk for them. It is up to us to speak.
از خون جوانان وطن لاله
I used to live like I was under attack, dodging arrows from my past. I had no hope for tomorrow. Felt so much pressure, yes, I thought I would crack. But now there's no looking back. I'm moving forward cause I know I got my armor now. No fear, no doubt, can't shoot me down, yeah. I got my armor now. No fear, no doubt, gonna shoot me down, 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 down. Now I'm bulletproof because of you, because of you. And now I'm bulletproof because of you, because of you. You love me away, now I'm not afraid. No matter what the world may say or what they do, I am bulletproof because of you, because of you, you. I know you got this whole thing under control. My soul is untouchable because you've already won me. My victory is not in this flesh and bone, it's in the cross, and I know nobody's taking it from me. I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, can't shoot me down, yeah. I got my armor now, no fear, no doubt, gonna shoot me down, 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 now.